do something!
Suck my big earth with that bullshit.
Really?
It's like a gentle hate.
Do we have another benevolent star here? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Are you benevolent? Is your friend benevolent?
My name is Logan Paul, and I think I'm coming out of the flat earth closet.
This is so fucking depressing. I can't be a flat earth person.
You can't have it both ways. You can't have a flat earth and things making sense.
Good evening, YouTube, and welcome to Jem's Flat Earth Sunday Roast. In tonight's show, we bring you the very best from the last week in Conspiritardia. We've got Q-tards, Cob-tards, a gaggle of flat-tards, and we have exciting news about the King. So wear your mask for tonight's show. It will help you to stop your jaw from dropping. I am your host, Jem, and joining me, as always, are just some of the cool kids from the Debate Flat Earth and More Discord server. They are Curved and Scott. And joining us as well this evening, our very special guest, Jose J.G. Gonzalez. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Hello.
Is that it?
I'm scared.
You kind of need a bigger intro.
Something like this, maybe. You need a squeaky earth.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, plus one.
Yeah, do the squeaky earth. Yeah.
Thank you for the invite, Jim.
Woo!
Here we go.
If I ever come to your house, I'm going to secretly oil that when you're not looking. And your catchphrase noise will be lost and gone forever, I'm sure.
It'll be like Samson's hair, though. If you oil that globe, he loses all his power.
Yeah. Now, we're a bit short on our panel this evening. Kosho, about an hour ago, said he was coming, so we're hoping he's going to turn up. And Scott's too busy to be here, really, but has stepped in at the last minute to help us out. So thank you for that, Scott.
Hey, Jim, you got a little bit of a black screen issue on YouTube.
Oh, gosh.
Sound is good, but black screen.
Hang on, let's see Jose. There he is. That's better. Right. Let's get on with it then. Oh, I should say this. Feel free to make a comment in the chat. If it's interesting or funny, I might even read it out. Or hit the super chat and I'll read it out regardless of it being interesting or funny. So, that said, let's do clip number 1, which is to say, this week, Twitter banned 7,000 QAnon-related accounts from its service. We'll be chatting about that right after this short, somewhat relevant clip from Republican Senate nominee for Oregon, Jo Ray Perkins. Bear with me, guys. I'm in a mess, as usual. Here we go.
For those of you that know what the 17th letter of the alphabet is right off the top of your heads, which I won't say what it is because I get skewered for it. There is an author coming into town. We're targeting August 23rd if I can find a location for a fundraising event for me. That would be, I'll let you know. So if you do read anything from that 17th letter of the alphabet, please send me an email. Anybody can come to the fundraising event. We just, and put that code in the subject line. That way I will know. Thank you, Rachel, for popping in. Great to see you via Periscope. So if you will send me an email, and those of you that are on Facebook Live, send me a private message. So it's going to take place somewhere in Oregon. We're going to make sure we know who's coming and who's not coming because this is live on YouTube. It is also live on Periscope, and I don't want any creeps there, bottom line. So it's going to be a semi-private event.
And that was Senate nominee for Oregon, Jo Ray Perkins. And I'm pretty sure there will be creeps there.
I still have a little bit of an issue because I'm still counting the letters. We got like 2 extra letters in Spanish in Puerto Rico, so trying to get there, man.
Well, the letter she won't say, of course, is Q. So, yeah, that was what she was on about. What do you reckon, Scott?
I don't understand how I don't understand how an adult, much less a ostensibly responsible professional politician, I don't understand how they can entertain this stuff. I just don't. I don't get it.
I don't. It's the weirdest conspiracy is Q, because if you look at I was talking about this earlier, the breadth of people that buy into it. There's old ladies, there's doctors, there's all sorts of people.
I think it's like there's something about it that's like a generic template for any suspicions you ever had. Like you can kind of put anything you want onto it. And so, it allows anybody to sort of say, aha, my suspicion was correct, whatever that suspicion might be.
Right. I think that seems to be part of it. It is just such a weird one. What do you think about the cancel culture then? 7,000 accounts gone. Is that a fair thing for Twitter to do?
I personally think the cancel culture is fine. I think it's a private company. I think that, they can say, look, our brand is going to be verisimilitude. Our brand is going to be people telling what we think or what most people think is the truth. That's in their purview as a private company. I don't yet think. I guess I haven't bought into this idea that because they're so powerful, ubiquitous, or popular, they somehow magically lose their rights as a private company.
Is that Kosho telling us he can't hear us all? Sorry.
No, I can hear you now. I moved over to this new browser.
Oh, welcome. The chat just popped up. Well, welcome, Kosho. Did you see that first clip? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I watched it about an hour ago. If you're talking about the chick, the senator,
that's the one.
Yeah,
Ray Perkins. Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling you before the show. I didn't want to get into it too much before the show, but yeah, what you say, letter 17.
Yeah.
When she had said that, it took me so long to figure out wait, what is this secret code for? And I felt so slow when I finally realized it was Q. I just wonder how I wonder how much that'll catch on because in a weird way it kind of makes it more cool a little bit. You know what I mean?
Kosho, you're not supposed to reveal that. It's a secret code.
Well, that's a weird thing because when I was following up the sourcing of this video, I ended up on the Twitter account of Right Wing Watch, and they had posted it on there. And someone had made a comment, and then she had responded. That someone had made a comment about how sort of silly she was, trying to avoid saying it, but still effectively saying it. And she had responded to this comment on Twitter saying that she definitely didn't say it. And I just think it's so ridiculous that she sort of thinks that by saying the 17th letter of the alphabet, that somehow that gets her off in some way,
It's like Riley who thinks that a technicality, like a semantics argument, can get him off of a court case. Like,
right.
The real world does not like follow rules in that way. The real world just uses common sense.
Right, exactly. And that's that's a great analogy for it. I think it just seemed a bit just so silly. I don't think she's got any chance of winning this one because I think is it a blue state where she's running? Is Oregon a blue state? I'm thinking not.
I think it is, actually. I think it's very blue.
But,
yeah.
All right. But the other one that we featured a while back, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think she's almost certainly going to win. But I think there's a few of them anyway. I think it's about 12 that have been sort of openly retweeting Q stuff and things like that. So that are in the running, although I don't know if many of them are still in the running.
What's crazy is that that fact right there that you just said, 5 years ago, that would have been the most humiliating and embarrassing fact you could have told me about America. And now it doesn't even move the needle.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. For a long while, I've been saying this, and maybe I'm being alarmist, but I think I said it about flat Earth, that it was like the shot across our bows that was warning us about this breakdown in reliable information and where it comes from. And,
Yes.
And I think we're seeing more of that with Q, where people are rejecting what we would normally consider to be reliable news sources in favor of dickheads on the internet. Basically, it seems like
100%. I think you're absolutely right. I think that there's a deep connection between all this stuff, and it has to do with a inherent distrust of anyone and anything that even remotely looks like a place of authority or expertise, or it's a rejection of I don't know, a rejection of expertise or something.
Right. I wonder how far down this road we're going to go. It just seems, like I say, I think the breadth of people that seem to have bought into this one, it's kind of worrying,
Like Kosher's a big believer, for example.
No, I'm a wisher. When I saw that first video that Gemma played with, it almost seemed like a
full cabal.
It was like
that one, yeah.
Yeah, with the JFK Jr.
Right.
And they're like, oh, he's gonna really come back, and they're gonna save the planet. I'm like, holy shit! And they're like, oh, he time travels. I'm like, dude, this is like that's a conspiracy theory that you can jump on top of. You know what I mean? And you kind of hope it's true, but in a weird way. I mean, just a time traveling JFK Jr. with like eye patch. That's the only thing that makes it appealing, to be honest. All the other stuff's kind of sick.
Any thoughts, Jose? Have you been following QAnon at all? Do you know what it is?
Yeah, I know what it is. It's interesting, but I really don't have a strong opinion on it. I just find very strange that when some mainstream media, like this lady, that she like hesitate and she looked nervous even to say the letter. Come on, just let it out. It actually makes it a little more suspicious when you try to kind of hold it back. It's just my take on it. It's just another conspiracy. So just speak up about it if they wish to.
Right. Well, let's have something else, shall we? Where are we? Hold on. I'm in a mess again. Right, need to wind this on a little bit. Right, so bear with me. Right, so yes, Flatty BLM and anti-LGBTQ activist Donnie from Flat Earth Watertown, New York, has been allowed back into the town meetings, much to the frustration of his mayor. Here is Donnie in action.
How's it going? Good, how are you? Pretty good. How you doing? Good. Can I get a quick moment? Sure. Since you're right here. So I want to ask you about the flat earth flyers that I gave you. Did you research the firmament? Do you know what the firmament is?
Firmament is earth.
Firmament means the dome that separates the waters from the waters. In Genesis chapter 1, where God separated the waters. So there is no outer space. There's water above us. Earth is motionless. Mm-hmm. So you don't know anything about the firmament?
No, can't say that I do.
All right, well, do your research, all right?
Okay.
These assholes are trying to get me out of here because I'm not wearing their mask. So I made my own mask, and now they want to give me that mask. I don't want to wear that mask. I don't even want to wear this mask.
Yes, we gave you an opportunity to wear that mask.
I am wearing this mask. All right, so I got this mask on, and I finally got them to leave me alone. But I can't breathe.
And whereas every resident of Jefferson County and the city of Watertown is responsible for the health of the entire community by adhering to mask and social distancing requirements. And whereas every resident of Jefferson County and the city of Watertown has the opportunity to honor their county and the people who reside within.
There's definitely a few issues I want to address today. My name is Donnie Lee Berger, 134 Union Street. The first thing I want to address is the gay pride flag that the city has been flying. You guys had me unlawfully arrested. So I think tomorrow or sometime this week, my lawyer is going to file dismissal. So look forward to hearing from another lawyer from me. Also, this mask rule that's going around, why is everybody suffocating everybody? That's what's going on here. It's a satanic ritual. We all know that the mask does not prevent this fake coronavirus.
Okay.
Have you seen?
You want to address the council on city matters, that's fine.
Wearing a mask is a city issue.
Public health issue. We need to take that up with the county. So if you want to address the council on city matters, go ahead. If you have a problem with masks and public health, I'm gonna have to direct you to go over to the county building tomorrow, okay?
Well, I'm just letting everybody know that wearing a mask restricts your breathing. It's also part of a satanic ritual, okay? Everybody who wears a mask, like what, like what you guys are doing, you guys are asleep. You guys are under a spell, all right? You're under a spell, all right? The medical field has a serpent on it, and it's satanic, all right? Let's talk about that gay pride flag for a second. If you guys put that up next year, I'm going to take it down again. So don't do that again. Do not put that gay pride flag up. Also, the same reason why I've been coming here month after month after month is to tell you the truth about creation. All right? The earth is indeed flat and motionless. All right? What is the firmament, Mr. Mayor? What is the firmament?
Mr. Barringer.
What?
We're not here to talk about the earth.
This is a city matter. Just because you don't think it is a city matter.
Mr. Barringer.
What?
If you want to address us specifically on city issues, you're free to do that. We're not going to talk about flat earth. We've heard your position, well known. We know you have a nice YouTube channel on the flat earth, that's fine. We're not going to discuss flat earth. It's not in our budget. It has nothing to do with the city of Watertown.
Has everything to do with the city because I was taught the globe over at Ohio Street Elementary School. It is a city matter.
That's it. Do you have any other city issues, or I'm going to have you?
Yeah, I do have another city issue. There was another thing about the flat Earth. Let's talk about that for a minute. All right?
We're not going to talk about flat earth.
We are going to talk about it because I have the right to address you.
You have a right to address us about city issues.
This is a city issue. It is too a city issue. Everybody in here is deceived. You guys watch too much television. You guys are all scared. You guys are afraid of the media. That's all they're doing is pushing all this BS. It's all lies. Turn off your television. Throw your televisions away. It's not real. You work in the medical field. Have you seen the corona under a microscope? You haven't because it's not real. If the corona is real, we can look under a microscope. The only thing that you see is a CGI animation picture of the corona. Meanwhile, you got everybody thinking this is real. You just got a stupid award for a mask. That's pretty stupid, Mr. Mayor.
That was Donnie Lee Barringer from Flat Earth, Watertown, New York, doing his thing with his mayor. Welcome, Lewis. It's good to see you. I can't hear Lewis, or in fact, anyone.
Oh, okay, never mind. That's better. Thank you. I was doing lawn work. That was amazing.
He's getting more aggressive, isn't he? He's getting more frustrated, I feel.
Yeah. And I feel his frustration. Like, I don't agree with his stuff, like the earth being flat and everything, but I can't help but love his perseverance.
Right.
And his attitude. Because, the city people are so full of shit about everything.
Right.
So it feels good to see somebody yelling at them, no matter what it's about.
Right, because you'd probably find if you had some genuine, like potholes in the road or something, they'd probably say, well, that's to do with some transport department. You need to go and talk to them, It'd be...
No, you guys are crazy. How are they supposed to do any work and get anything done when guys like that are harassing them all day? Like, you feel bad for them. Of course they're incompetent. They've got that guy in their face all day.
Yeah, you're making a good point, Scott. Because he does, they've been doing closed meetings because of the lockdown. So he hasn't been able to get in there. But he's gone and hassled them in the car park every week because they've been going in. Which we saw on 1 week. But he's done it every week. He goes and gives them grief. So
it's supposed to be so tiring to have him, okay, I do have one other city matter.
Yeah.
It's flat Earth again.
Yeah. That's my favorite part.
Let's just talk about the flat Earth for a second.
Yeah.
We're the city. We can't talk about the flat Earth. What do we got to do with that here? He's like, all right. So you have any other matters? Like, yeah, just one more thing about the flat Earth. Like, oh, come on.
I think he said we don't have the budget for it. Like, no shit.
Right. But I think they're right. I've seen this with some of the Scientologists as well that are involved in a city council, and they're very, very careful, these councillors, that they don't go beyond their remit and they don't spend any time talking about something that that they aren't being, that isn't their responsibility. You know what I mean? They think of it in terms of, they're wasting the taxpayers' money if they spend a moment on anything that isn't their, their remit, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then he's wearing the mask like a hostage or something like that. He has it like wrapped in his mouth, and he's coughing in the middle of like his speech.
No.
Like I say, that's the worst when somebody's like annoying and they don't want to wear the mask, but then they're also the person who's like coughing.
Yeah, that was
like,
terrible, isn't it? That's the last thing you want to do when you're making a mask protest is start coughing.
That's good, because I was going to say in the beginning, they don't know what hit them. But when he said like, oh no, and about that firmament and the flyer, they go like, you hear the sigh, like, here he goes again. I said, oh yeah, maybe the two guys that never faced him, the bald guy in the right and the lady in the left, they didn't know about him, and they just said, look, we just want you as a guest, invited, if you want to laugh, but please don't turn your face if you're laughing. They never turned the face. Maybe they were just cracking up all the time. I never seen their faces. It was good. He's my new hero.
Yeah, we've been following him a while here. Go on, Kurt. Sorry.
You guys aren't going to want to hear this. Kind of rains on your parade with these masks and everything, but this is a semi-scientific test that I participated in the other day. Had to go to the doctor for some, routine blood work. Of course, I'm wearing a mask in there while I'm waiting, and eventually I make it into the room and everything. And I've been wearing an N95 mask, mind you, okay, an N95. And I've been wearing it for approximately 15 minutes at the time that they placed the pulse oximeter thing on my finger. And I noticed my blood oxygen was only 98%. This bodes pretty poorly for all the mask proponents out there. What do you say?
Did you factor any eggs or sugar on the scientific test that you did, Kirby?
Yeah.
I was snorting a blend of flour and sugar before the doctor came. Yes.
I think this is obviously an effect of refraction, and it would have been 100% had it not been for refraction.
Does anybody get 100%?
I don't know.
I mean, 98's pretty damn high.
I get 110%, Kurt. That's how I do it.
I mean, I smoke, I had a word for this the other day. No, I've forgotten it. I smoke about a half a cord of cigarettes a day. If you know firewood, you know what a cord is. So a half a cord of cigarettes. That's a very large amount. That with the mask, and I'm at 98%. Suck it, Mr. Grimm.
Good one. Thank you very much to Kit for the super chat. And thank you very much to Brian Peck, who says, I'm sure Watertown loves him. Also, he really needs to look up the limitations of a light microscope. Yes.
Wait, isn't this this is the same guy who picked up that BLM sign and joined in?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's he got against the gay flag?
I don't know. He's a biblical literalist, I guess, and he really didn't like that they had a rainbow flag, and he went and took it down. And
yeah,
there was something else about it though, wasn't it? Like because it was up with the other flags, but I forget.
He flew the U.S. flag upside down as well. He did that on another.
Oh, that's not good.
Also, the protesters in Portland did that.
That's not. That's a distress symbol. Yeah.
It is with the Union Jack, but of course nobody really knows when it's upside down.
Right? Is it symmetrical?
No, there is a. I can't quite remember. I actually do know. If I look at it, I can tell. But there's sort of on either side of the diagonal stripes, there's a sort of a white stripe. On one side, it's broad, and on the other side, it's narrow, and it's one of those is on the top.
What does that mean, the distress signal? Like, what does that mean?
It means you're in trouble, even though you're showing your colors. Like let's say you got to get on papers, for example, and you're showing your ID or you're showing the flag. It's a distress symbol to somebody. That's supposed to be it's supposed to be like a hidden symbol, so that your captives can't tell that you're.
So like if a cop drives by your house and he sees an upside down flag, would they like investigate?
They could. I mean, I
if they notice it. If they notice it, yeah. But then the protesters in Portland, they also took the flag down and burned it and put up a Black Lives Matter flag.
Oh, well, you're not supposed to burn it.
Yeah.
Although, I think I've asked you this before on this show. Do you know who burns the most flags? Who burns the most American flags? What organization?
Military.
Hollywood.
Boy Scouts.
The Boy Scouts of America, yeah.
What are they doing?
Well, because you can't just put an American flag in the trash. You can't just throw it away. It has to be disposed of properly, and it has to be burnt in a specific way, I think.
What? I'm mind blown about that. I didn't know.
So they let the
burning in protest is also protected by the Supreme Court. I mean, you are allowed to burn the flag. It's not like it's not allowed.
Oh, right.
I mean, it's illegal, but it's allowed.
I why are they leaving it up to kids to get rid of something like by burning it? Shouldn't that be like a grown-up thing to do? A responsible person?
Oh, well, I imagine it's scout leaders who do it, but I think as an organization, they probably, I don't know, destroy a lot of flags, perhaps,
Mm-hmm. Well, who's more responsible than the Boy Scouts?
That's a good point.
The Girl Scouts.
Yes, good point. Good point. Should we have another clip? I think we should. It's a good one. Time now for what could almost become a weekly feature. Shopping with Mongs. Here is Nathan Thompson.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to walk into Whole Foods with my globe head mask on. I just wanted to point out first how perfect this official Flat Earth and Globe discussion shirt is, with the They Live and the globe heads in the reflection. That's a good shirt to be wearing while I do this. Props to me. Can't say I'm not wearing a mask, because I am wearing a mask. There's your flyer. There's your flyer. You're very welcome. Had to give this nice lady a flyer. All right, let's go.
That cool deer there.
You like that one?
Yeah, you cool, man. Can't do nothing with you.
Check out, I even got the glove head on my shirt.
Uh-huh.
You see the glove head coming at you like zombies?
Uh-huh.
That's what we're living in today.
Oh.
You ever met a flat earther?
Huh? No, I haven't.
I run the largest group in the world. So I've been on every news station you can think of, and they all lie.
Oh, yeah? What do they say?
Well, they'll go to the test that I do and then lie about the observations, lie about what happened and stuff. And I'm like, dude, I was there. I did it, Right. I've been doing it for 5 years. Don't you have to lie about what I did on National Geographic, That's what they're doing. Yeah, it's super interesting. I got a flyer if you want one, but I don't want to get you in trouble taking my information.
I'll be all right.
Pretend it's a business card, all right?
I will be okay. Thank you, dude.
My good sir.
Yeah, man.
Sharing's caring, bro. We gotta tell people the truth. The truth will set you free. It's not the government that sets people free. It's the truth.
We should already know about that, considering.
Amen, bro. It's just the government locks people up. That's all they do.
You take care, okay?
You too, bro. Beep beep. Globe head coming through. Beep beep. Beep beep. All the kids are walking by me like, what the heck is this guy wearing on his head? All right, I gotta go through the aisles and I gotta be able to see. So I'm gonna take my helmet off and just tell them how I have asthma. Remember guys, large bodies of water do not curve.
Nathan Thompson, a complete cock dressed as a penis.
I see what you did there. That's funny what he said about he's like, oh man, you should have seen all the kids, man. They're looking at me like I'm the weirdest guy around or something. And that's like, are you allowed to be around kids, dude? And doesn't he have like restraining orders away from like all those schools, like 20,000 schools or something like that?
Excuse me, sir. Have you ever met a mentally unstable person? Here I am.
He's like, I don't know. He's like a child, isn't he? When you hear him talking about his T-shirt, and he's
kind of like a mature child because he sounds like he's like teaching them something.
Right.
That's the weird part. He's like telling them how he's like this is supposed to be like the zombies that are chasing us around, the globe zombies. Like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Yeah.
I think what goes through his mind all the time that he goes to public and he wants to record video, he say, I am the biggest superstar, the more recognized person in the world. Just people don't know me yet. So I'm going to make myself felt right there. So he said like, yeah, I'm the big shot and I got to be the center of attention every time he goes out there. I bet that goes through his mind.
It's amazing what people are prepared to do for a YouTube channel, isn't it, really?
I think it's more than that, though. I think that this is ultimately... Because like I told you, I said this before about him, that there's people who, like us, who see him for what he is, and he'll get responses from us that, you know what there'll be criticisms and ridicule, but he'll get responses from probably, a lot smaller percentage of people who will be like, I told you, I saw some guy typing to him saying that like something that he did had him in tears or something like that. And so it's like, how I don't understand how somebody could have that much respect for literally just him screaming at people or something like that. But he said that like what he's doing, he's like doing good work and stuff like that. So I think he does this for the acclaim that he gets from like those few people.
Right.
Unfortunately.
I think that's it. Yeah. It's to be a famous flatty, isn't it? And they all want to be that, I think. Well, not all of them.
Yeah, it drives all of them, or almost all of them.
Certainly Riley, he's one of those, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He just always wants to be something big in flat Earth,
Yep. In Quantum Racer, I mean, there's a reason why he behaves the way he does. It's because all he's really doing is trying to solidify the idea of people supporting him rather than any kind of truth seeking.
Right. I think so.
For the same reasons. Because he gets acclaimed by a few people, but the claim he gets is like a great amount of respect. And so I think he appreciates that.
Did you catch that one, Lewis?
I caught the beginning of it, but I'm really thirsty, so I left to get something to drink. And
it was Nathan Thompson in a supermarket with his globe head on.
Yeah.
You should have stuck around. He had a 5-gallon jug of water at the end. You might have quenched your thirst.
Oh.
All right. Well, let's have another clip. Another related clip, in fact. More shopping now. Here is Nathan Thompson's fanboy, Trevor Mishler.
Whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. There is therefore now no condemnation to them that are in Christ Jesus. Way, the truth, the light. How you doing? Good, man. You like a flat earth flyer? You know the Bible teaches flat earth? I'm good, man. I appreciate it. All right, God bless in Jesus' name. I'm just preaching the gospel in the middle of Walmart because, the Bible says, go ye into all the world, not just church, everywhere. So, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, the life. No man comes unto the Father but by me. Whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. What's the Lord's name? That at the name of Jesus every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. Praise God. Nothing like preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. Hey, how are you? God bless. Would you like a flat earth flyer? You know the Bible teaches the earth is flat and stationary. Psalm 19:6, the sun travels in a circuit like a strong man running a race. not the earth moving. The earth cannot be moved. Okay, God bless in Jesus' name. I love the truth. And the governments lie against the truth. Flat Earth Flyer, God bless in Jesus' name. If you will confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God has raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Would you like a Flat Earth Flyer? Flat Earth Flyer? The Bible teaches the earth is flat and stationary, not a globe. All right, God bless you all in Jesus' name. Woo. Big mess. Yeah, this whole coronavirus scare, it's a scam. It's a scam. Radiation poisoning. It's not something you can catch. It's something that is being administered to people. Like a Flat Earth Flyer, sir? We've been lied to by the powers that be. Pretty much everything on TV is a lie. Everything in the news, everything in the media. But the Bible teaches the sun runs a race like a strong man. The earth does not move. It's fixed and movable.
Sir, can you turn off the video fast when you're handing out at my store?
What? I just gave
so I'm going to ask you.
Truth of the gospel.
Okay. Do you want to come up
I'm
from
just getting groceries just like everyone else.
You're being a little loud and you're giving people handouts. Right now we're asking that we don't hand anything out.
Jesus said, preach the gospel everywhere to every man, not just in church.
That's fine.
So I go to where there's people.
So you respect the 6 foot distance. And stay away. Don't hand out anything to other customers, please.
Well, I don't really buy into all that. I mean,
I'm not asking you to buy into. I'll say while you're in our building, you'll buy into.
I mean, we're supposed to love. We're supposed to hug. We're supposed to, there's energy in that. The media, they don't want us to know.
And I'm going to ask you to stop recording in my building.
There's recordings everywhere. They're watching every move.
You're not authorized to record inside of Walmart.
They're watching every move I make. I can't.
Yeah, have him if he's not going to stop recording. So I'm asking you to stop recording. Can you stop recording?
What are you going to do to me?
I'd like you to stop recording.
Can I shop and buy my groceries?
As soon as you stop recording.
As soon as I stop recording. Okay. So everything will be fine and normal if I stop recording.
And then stop handing out stuff.
Okay, but I can preach the gospel. That's
you can't.
Freedom of speech.
It looks like you're going to stop.
Trevor Mishler in action there. Fanboy of Nathan Thompson, even using some of his lines there, actually.
He's nowhere near as charismatic as Nathan.
No, it's not.
I got one. I was thinking about this. Due to some unexpected turn of events, Nathan Thompson was unable to get him fully trained. That being said, he's trying real hard and hustling to get the flat belt. God bless his soul. Shout out to him.
Yeah, he was. He's no Nathan Thompson, is he? That's just really laboured, weird way to preach. I think he didn't make it sound very inviting.
No.
Jim, did you edit out the part where he went back and cried over that spilt milk?
I had to leave it in. I felt it needed to be there somehow, that spilt milk.
You know, the thing that he's got in common with Nathan Thompson is the contrast that probably goes on, the way he pictures himself and what he's doing, and the way obviously everybody else in the world pictures who they are and what they're doing. It's like they don't see the guy on the soapbox, screaming at people in Times Square. You know what I mean? They don't see that when they're
right.
thinking about themselves, like the crazy guy that everybody knows is the crazy guy.
Right.
They see themselves as some kind of I don't know, savior or hero or something like that.
Right. And it's weird that they all seem to be sort of, they're all doing it in supermarkets these days, aren't they? They're all, you know, the supermarkets seem to be the main venue for any kind of protest in this regard, you know? It's odd.
Well, it makes sense. It's a place lots of people have to go, and they're sort of already going to be socially open to things because they, you know, there's like a, I don't know, there's something about being in the supermarket that makes you more polite.
Interesting.
I think so.
Where my politeness comes from, I worked like 15 years in like grocery stores and supermarkets.
Oh, right. And no politeness.
Sometimes.
Well, yeah, I mean, I thought it was interesting to see him. I don't know. It seems like there's a sort of a trend here because there's Fokker doing this stuff in supermarkets. There's Nathan Thompson. There's this guy. There was almost that Shelley Lewis, although she didn't actually get into the supermarket.
Did that guy end up turning his camera off?
Yeah, that was the end of it. It just ended.
All right.
Yeah. James Collins says, "Have fun, love the show, but need bed. How can you need bed more than my show?"
I wanted earlier
we'll
to
send you to sleep.
I wanted earlier to do a quick shout out to Roger MC in the chat, better known as Soundly in some flatter circles. Boom.
Yeah. Oh, they got themselves in a tiz this week, did the flatties. They decided there was this guy turned up called Foxy in 24/7, and they were all convinced he was me, and I had to go in there and start talking at the same time as him, and they were still not convinced. They reckoned they wanted me to sing something or say the alphabet backwards and all this. Just they're lunatics, really. They are lunatics. Anyway, shall we have another clip?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, actually, let's do a bit of gossip while we're at this point. Hang on, let me just get to this. Let me just do this. James Collins, thank you for the super chat, says weekend of airsoft camping. Wow, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I remember when I used to do things. Right, let me just see if I can get this. So if we do this, that didn't work. So, hold on. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. There it is. So this is a quick update on the Ranty Super Chat saga. So no video for this. Both of them seem quite quiet on it. I don't know if anyone can read this, if it's good enough to read. I guess. Bear with me, because I can't read it from where I am. So I'll read it to you in a second. Bear with me. Open original. So it says, it is ordered that unless the claimant files amended particulars of claim by 4 p.m. on the 29th of July 2020, setting out how she says the alleged trust arrangement was entered by the defendant, and disclosing copies of any documents upon which she relies as evidence of the creation of the trust arrangement, fiduciary duty, the claim shall stand automatically struck out. So what that means is basically Riley's claiming that there's this a trust arrangement, and Ranty has a fiduciary duty to pay Roxanne, and the court are saying they need to see some evidence of that. And if they don't by next, if they don't by the 29th, then it's all over for this case. So just thought I'd bring you up to date with that. Any thoughts on that, gentlemen, before we move on?
Yeah, it's only 3 days away. That'll be coming up by next showtime. And hopefully Ranty publishes those results. I'm assuming he published this, and that's why we have access to it.
Right. That's right. Yeah. So, but I think nobody's sort of crowing about anything at the moment. What I heard, I saw a little bit of a chat exchange with them, where him and 007, who's the other guy involved in this, that they were adamant that they're gonna, Ranty's gonna be getting his, and they were making all sorts of other threats of violence and things as well. So it's all a bit.
Oh, geez. I mean, they could. I mean, that's they're treading on thin ice there, making threats.
Right.
Legally, yeah.
That 007 guy, I mean, he seems to think he's some sort of gangster.
Yeah, at the end, Riley is still gonna keep his flawless victory on the losing streak on the losing game.
At 007, he's the like the most awesome camp counselor guy, right? Getting everybody.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. Although it looks like that's all off as well, because there's another.
Oh, no!
I know. He posted a video this week saying, like, "R.I.P. really woke show," and it looks like him and Roxanne have had a bit of a fallout over something. So I don't quite know what's happening there, but it looks like the weed camp might be off. Brian,
Jeez,
go ahead.
that's a lot of money. 40 times $500. That's wow.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, real quickly, I want to say I'm hesitant to speak on the Ranty situation for fear that I might accidentally create and enter into a trust. I did not intend to.
Yeah, you maybe that will happen.
Wasn't there was something about the case that Riley wanted to cite for like precedent on this issue? Was like some lady was her husband verbally, like he received insurance payout.
That was it.
And it was to him, it was his money, but throughout their marriage he told her multiple times that it was both of their money, it was her money too.
Right.
And then he died without ever having legally turned it over to her or putting her in her name. And the lawyer that she had was able to win it over for her because of the persistent verbal affirmations that he gave throughout his life. And Ranty is going to try and use that case as the same precedent for Ranty's single statement.
Yeah, it's his single ambiguous sentence is apparently comparable to that. So I don't know what else they can do. I mean, I guess the only other thing they can send is a transcript of what was said. But I imagine they've already said he would have already had to have said that in the first place. So they haven't. Obviously, there isn't a contract or anything. So I don't know. I think probably what we're seeing from them is a load of bravado, and they'll have to give up on it. That I can't see how they can take it further. We'll see.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's that. So let me go back to this. And I need to just get rid of that. And then... God, I've got so many things open. Oh, did I read out that super chat? I didn't. Brian Peck says, will Riley ever be correct in law, let alone win a case? I don't think so. He just gets so confused and tied up with a single word that he'll seize upon, and almost all of his stuff it rests on the definition of a single word that he's defining in some odd way. It seems to go there. Go ahead, Kev. Sorry.
In order to answer this question, Jim, first we're going to have to define win and case.
Yeah. Yes, I think so. All right, shall we? Let's go in a different direction now. Here's an interesting clip I was sent this week from Mud Fossil University, which probably needs no more introduction than its title, which is Giant Human Rectum Perfectly Preserved. Enjoy.
Okay, my friends, special treat today. We're going to go over the different structures of deterioration as lungs deteriorate. Well, they deteriorate from here up this way until the final deterioration. Same thing here. Fingers, toes. Now, Before I do this, wait till you see this. I just got this from Tyson. It's the guts of a giant. Okay, stroke of luck. I just got this from Tyson. He went back and looked at some of his old stuff. This is the guy's body right here. That's where his butt would have been. It's all caved in. That's the guts. Fell right out of there. See, it slid right down. There's his guts. Now back here is going to be his legs and his feet and so forth. Up there might be his head. But that is the chest. And you can see the bones. He's got other shots showing actual rib bones in here. And then that's the guts that fell right out. All right, this is the best shot of his back. This is the guy's back. That's his chest. This is the breast meat up here. All the guts fell down below, as we have seen. All right, this is a great shot of it. This is a colon. This is a rectum. This is your large intestine. Now, as we go down, you see these blocks? Those blocks are the way it pushes the poop through your body. Now, this is just a pile of guts. This is your stomach and your large intestine, your small intestines, all of that stuff. But that's where the intestine goes down. It wraps all the way around, and it comes out the other side, and we'll see the small intestines. That's the large intestine, that one that has those lumps in it. Now, this is the small intestine. It's a much smoother looking a series. All right, and it runs all the way down the beach. And this is basically what it looks like when it's laying inside the body cavity. This is the giant fingertip that's on my property. The fingernail is actually perfect. It's still here. This was with the fingerprints. That's the actual fingerprints. These spots are the sweat pores that are in the grip skin. This is the fingerprint. I smashed it off of here so that I could get it DNA certified. And I did. And I extracted the arterial blood, and it is DNA certified as human. Now, this would sit right on there. I smashed it off here. This sits right on here. And as it goes down, there's no fingerprints. As it hits the bottom, that's where your fingerprints start. That is a giant human fingertip. Again, refused by Yale. DNA certified. It's disgraceful. Now, it goes back close to 8 years with Yale, and they have refused to look at anything, and I have done all of the things that they said they required to even examine it, and they still refuse to examine it. I have DNA tests, I have CAT scans, I have an anatomist, I have the samples, I have every single thing that they asked for. Chemistry, recreated the process, and Yale University, Derek Briggs, still refuses to examine this evidence. I call that a fiduciary failure.
Dude, it's a fucking rock.
Wow. I don't know, my pareidolia senses are not woke, I guess. But this guy is an animal on his own. He belongs with Bibi and the giant dragon guy in the museum or something.
That's exactly what I thought of, yeah.
Well, why would he imagine that the DNA would be even comparable to a regular human's DNA? Like how it's like a giant human. Like, how is he expecting to get DNA from this thing? And like, where is he sending it? Where's the DNA place that verifies DNA or whatever he's doing? I don't know what that means.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely giant DNA. Yes.
Now, who is this guy?
Well, the channel's called Mud Fossils University.
My God, that's the one that Lemon is always going on about.
Yeah, he sounds a bit like you, actually, Curved.
Well, I mean, he's not completely wrong. But, no, this is fucking nuts. I don't even know what to say. This is sad.
Look, this giants, dude. Well, yeah, remember BB and his squid?
Yeah.
Not
Not only a squid, there were dragons and giant turtles, all embroiled in a giant epic battle.
Well, you guys really shouldn't be making fun of this until you debunk the 2.88 mile high mushroom first.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, you're right.
Remember that one from, I think it was Allie B or some sock from Allie B. 2.88 mile tall mushroom. somewhere on Google Earth, he found this thing that's like about 2.88 miles tall, and he claimed it was a mushroom. And you know, Allie.
You gotta love these people for their entertainment value.
I always try to see. I always try to see what they see, you know, with the pareidolia, and try to make out the forms. But I always see something else, like little dinosaurs and monkeys and teddy bears and shit. They said, "This is a dragon," and I'm watching a little fish playing with a teddy bear in the side. I said, "What is going on here? I don't get it. This pareidolia thing."
I don't get it because, you know, if this was me, and I held this belief at some level, I would be at least aware that I held the belief, and that, you know, that would mean I want to find things supporting that belief, and therefore I have to be extra careful of myself when I'm seeing these things, you know. And I don't get why they haven't got any sort of check on themselves, but I guess to do this you need to have abandoned all those checks, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
yeah,
know.
exactly.
Yeah, I guess I'm answering my own question.
No, it's fine. I remember back when BB was giving his presentation, which if you guys have never seen it, I think you might be able to find it on Jose's channel. I think. Am I right about that, Jose?
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth a watch.
I think it's on Everett's as well. I think it might be on Everett's channel as well.
Well, at one point, you know, there was a whole bunch of people basically really skeptical of everything he was saying and saying, no, it's just pareidolia, and no, it's tectonic plates and blah, blah, blah. And at some point, I asked everybody, I said, if it's only tectonic plates and there's a giant magma core and all this, why does it look like there are a bunch of giant animals fighting each other? And BB responded to that by saying, that was the most intelligent thing I've ever heard you say, Lewis.
Bravo.
That gives you any idea where he's coming from.
Yeah, he told me, I want to do a presentation about like the old cultures and the old beliefs and the earth and the shapes. How do you call that? Like, shit, I lost the word, but it was, I thought it was something different. And then he started his presentation. Let me pull Google Earth and move over here and zoom over here. I go like, oh man, here we go. He said, I never watched this before. This is all my content. I just came out with this myself. When a few months before we saw a big presentation on another channel by a different guy presenting the same thing that BB was. Kind of a coincidence? Who knows?
Right. It is like that with this stuff, as it just gets handed from person to person and it's propagated around, doesn't it? Anyway, shall we have something else? You're going to like it. Maybe you thought it was all over between us and the king. Well, not so fast. There's exciting news from the royal household, which we will get to right after this quick reminder.
So Jesus writes the book of predictions, so Walter really gets it, and you can read in 6 languages, so he reads it, and it says, go 30 miles directly west, there you'll find a stone arch, which is Isis's arch. Go up to the stone arch, and there you'll find a cave, right? Sit in the cave and draw an image of the view out to the sea with this rock, right? So he does that, and he draws the rock, and he puts Noah's Ark on top of the rock. So you're looking in the cave, and you're looking out to sea, and there's a rock in front of you, and then he draws the Ark Royal, the Ark Rally, Noah's Ark on top of it. And I just finished writing these books here, which I think, I've shown you. Have I shown you those?
Yeah.
The King of England, right? The 5 volumes, yeah?
Yeah.
So he writes that the person who represents the end times and New Age will be called Joseph Gregory, and he will live in this cave. That's what he drew, right? So that's why Jesus, who held the total Christ, wrote the book of predictions, and he said, the next person who represents the end times New Age is going to be living 30 miles west in this cave, right? So I just finished writing these books, and the same hour that I finished writing them, my rental was up, right? And I was going from winter rates, which is, I think I was paying a really good rate. It was like 300 euros a week. And then it goes up to 3,000 euros a week, right? Because it hits the end of May. So I just hadn't bothered to look for a place. I did nothing, just did nothing. So I went round to down to the cafe by the sea, had a coffee and a beer, and I thought, I just remembered I always wanted to live in a cave in Europe. It's just like something that was planted in my head. So I just stumbled along the shoreline until I found a cave, and then I lived in it for 100 days. And that happened to be the same cave that Sir Walter Raleigh had been in, and the same cave that, yeah, and the same cave that Jesus had been in, and it was also Zeus's cave and the Source cave, right? It was the cave where the planet Jupiter, when it was in proximity with Earth and left, it had a whole lot of plasma arcing between the two planets because they got different charges, and that leaves a spherical hole in solid rock. And there's 11 spherical holes in this cave area, and some of them are like about 2.5 meters across, perfect sphere carved out of solid rock, and it's that far from the edge to a 40-foot cliff face, and that's an absolute indicator of plasma arcing, right? Yeah. So I ended up living in the cave and also being chosen to represent the end times, and then I also represented the New Age. And that was also the place that I toppled King Juan Carlos of Spain from. And then at the same time I was doing that, the Portuguese Navy came along in front of my cave and saluted me.
Wow. And how long ago was this?
That's 2014.
Oh.
Good morning, everybody. It's July the 16th. It's 6:30 in the morning here in Spain, and we've got a little bit of updated information to give you. Lee's going to tell you a little bit about it.
It's too early.
That's not what you're supposed to tell him.
Guys, we're off to Portugal.
Yeah.
And we're going to go and see Greg's cave.
Very interesting string of events, coincidences, or was it? You know how we feel about coincidences. But basically, we found the cave where Greg has lived for 120 days. The same cave where he says Jesus wrote the book of Revelations, and the same cave where Sir Walter Raleigh stayed in as well. So it's a road trip. We're going to take you along, and Greg has told us that he's left something in the cave very special for us. So what are we going to do?
Dig it up.
We're going to go find it. So come along with us now. The episode will be probably a couple of days late for the editing, but we're going to Portugal.
Yay!
Take my money. I cannot wait to put this episode.
There's too much to say, but I mean, for one, Jesus, did he now write Revelation, and did he now write it in Portugal?
Yeah, a cave in Portugal, apparently.
So this is like a new version of the Bible, I guess, because I don't think that it's claimed that Jesus wrote Revelation, but that's not important. I'm wondering what's going on in their heads, because that guy, the gentleman that he was on the call with, the bigger dude, the bald one, yeah. I didn't think that he believed him before, but you told me earlier that he's like he's a believer in this whole thing.
QAnon guy, definitely.
So
I think they kind of take the whole king thing with a bit of a pinch of salt. I think they're positive about him, but I don't. There's always a sort of a slight reserve with them, I think, from time to time. There's just a slight. I don't know. I'm not explaining it very well.
Well, no, but I'm wondering what's going through their head though. Whenever he's sitting there and going to a store, and he's like, "Yeah, so I had this $3,000 flat, and went down to $300, or it was $300, and went up to $3,000." Yeah. And so I happen to be looking at caves, and I'm thinking, I've always wanted to stay in a cave.
Yeah.
Why not just live in a cave? Like, what kind of homeless king is sleeping in caves?
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, if they buy it, then they buy it. But if they don't buy it, they're probably like trying not to laugh.
I wouldn't want to live in a cave. I don't think.
No, I don't think so. Anybody would.
I never think they're very, we talk about cavemen, don't we? But I always think, I don't think I would have gone in caves. They've got rats in them and they're damp.
Yeah, bats, snakes, spiders.
I'm going to address really quick I don't want to misrepresent them, but there was something about, was it Jupiter, the planet, when it was going very close to Earth and shoot a beam of plasma and made this hole that is the cave today? I'm just trying to picture that it sounds right on, like it happened in real life.
Sounds a bit Mr. Grimm.
Yeah.
He will hate me for saying that.
Well, it's true. I mean, that's how it could happen. It's plasma everywhere, man. Plasma. Do you even understand double layers? Anyway, hey, quick comment on the Revelation thing. Now, I mean, clearly to me in Revelations, the author identifies himself as John. It's a revelation from Jesus to his servant John, blah, blah, blah. And even if you want to argue about the opening of it, you get down to verse 9. And it says, I, John, your brother and companion in the suffering and kingdom, yada, yada, yada. What are they talking about? Jesus wrote Revelation. John identifies himself as the author in the book. Whether it's true or not, you can't claim that there's some biblical thing that Jesus wrote Revelation now. And this makes me mad because I was fully behind these people. I thought his story was compelling, and I was looking forward to the rise of the Aussie King.
He's going to be King of America as well, Curve, don't forget.
Bonzer.
I don't think Lewis is in favor of kings in America, I'm guessing.
No, not at all. Yeah. But what is the history of these two fanboys that he has? Because I suspect that they're like paid.
I don't know, really. I mean, it's very difficult to know because Mahoney there, the guy that's going on the expedition, he's the one that posted the video of his family that we showed last week, or the week, was it last week we showed it? Where he got his mum and sisters saying it's all bollocks. So he posted that video as well. And he posts at least one video a day, sometimes like 3. And often in the title, it'll say, he'll have the title of the video and then it'll say knowledge required, which I think means basically, this is for conspiritards. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what he's saying. And last night, I noticed him premiering. It was a recording of the mother and the stepfather who were involved in the Hampstead hoax thing, which I won't get into. Some people will know about it. If you don't know about it, the website is Hoaxted Research. Go there, tells you all about it. And he got that on, which is like a kind of an old conspiracy that, it's been hanging around for a while. And it's just odd that he was, he shows just all sorts of stuff. So I don't know. I can't figure it out whether he's clearly a skilled, producer. He said he works in television and, from the quality of his content, obviously he does. So
yeah.
I'm mystified by it all, And the other guy, Charlie Ward, the guy who was sort of doing the talk show bit, the sort of plumpish guy, he's a doctor. He's Dr. Charlie Ward.
He's a legit doctor.
Well, I'm not sure what kind of doctor, but but he's totally into QAnon. He does all the lines from QAnon. He posts stuff about QAnon and interviews other people about QAnon. But then I've heard other QAnon people say, who the hell is he? He's a nobody. Where's he getting this king guy from? And, You know what I mean? It's kind of like Flat Earth in a way. They're all suspicious of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a mystery. But anyway, it will be interesting to see what they come up with in this cave, won't it? I suspect it'll be something bullshitty. But
I'm excited though.
I know, it's good, isn't it? It's another. I thought, when his family came out, and I thought, I was almost reluctant to show that because I thought it kind of brought a bit of an end to it. But no, there's more.
So, how crazy would it be if they go there and they dig up like this? Like he went, I guess he goes there and he like hides his treasure. It's like, oh man, they're gonna go to the cave. He like hides all his treasure there, and then they go find it and. I mean, that would be a big reveal.
Yeah.
There's a big treasure chest full of gold.
Yeah, so we found all this. We found the king's treasure. You'll never hear from us again. And it's the last video they ever make. Now, I think they might go there and find a perfectly preserved giant's rectum.
I got news though. It's his face, and maybe I'm reading it wrong. Maybe I don't know him. I'm just reading it completely wrong. But he just has like a dishonest look to his face.
Oh, he really does, doesn't he? You really feel like he's lying all the time. I do, anyway.
Oh, no, he does definitely. He's always looks like he's got that grin that he's lying. I'm talking about these directors though, like the two movie maker dudes.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like he's got this look like a concern on his face, like he's like really. But I think that's because he's trying to. He's making this documentary, and he wants to. He doesn't want to ruin the video he's making. Of course, like he doesn't want to undercut, the crazy dude that he's trying to showcase. But at the same time, I don't think he believes a second of it at all. Of course he doesn't.
Right. I think you're probably right. Todd Allen says, let the Kiwi be king. Good idea.
Get your shorts, get your flip-flops, no shirt, head to Buckingham Palace.
Right, yeah. I'm glad you've remembered all the details, Kosho.
Yeah, of course, man.
This king guy, he must have millions of followers, right? And thousands of people watching his streams.
Well, he did, he keeps talking about the extra traffic on his website and stuff like that. And he has suddenly sort of sprung to light. Although he's been around since sort of, he's got videos that go back to 2015 making the same sort of claims. I just think he's managed to sort of ride the QAnon wave with this. And I think that the British people, particularly, who are involved in QAnon, it gives them something for them, for them to get their teeth into, because QAnon is very US-centric and, it gives a little sort of English wing to it and, well, I guess, and a New Zealand wing to it, really. So I think that might be part of what's contributing to its popularity, maybe.
I've said this before, and I really mean it, that 2020 is a real strange year already all around the world, and it would be a great icing on the cake if this guy becomes king of wherever. He says the king of Israel and England, everywhere. It doesn't matter where he's king of. He becomes king. And then also JFK Jr. comes from behind the shadows. He's still alive, and he's in the White House now. You know what I mean? Like, there's this big uproar of this unlikely underdog. Kind of good news. It's like the good news of the QAnon conspiracy. Yeah. But, we can only hope.
We can only hope. You're right, Kosho. All right, let's have a bit more. We're racing through the show tonight. 2 clips to go. It's always fun to see a flatty jump the fence. I'm looking at you, Jose. Well, here's one that seems to have got stuck halfway. Meet Brother Ernest.
Glory to Yahweh, everybody. Look right up here. We have the moon. It's right now about 2:31 in the afternoon. You look right around and there you have the sun. Once again, that moon. Oh my goodness. It's 2:30 in the afternoon and you just have to wonder why that moon isn't on the other side of your sphere. And remember, that moon cannot be seen by Asia and Europe and Australia and North America here in Pennsylvania at the same time. We live upon a flat earth, and that is the only way possible that that moon can be seen in our sky, is that Yahweh created this earth flat and stationary. And once again, the sun, it's right over there in the sky. I'm on a huge hill right now. It's kind of amazing. You want to invite everybody to your website?
Yeah, I would, but...
Tell them where to go.
Go to Yahweh'sFlatEarth.com.
All right, buddy, we'll see you later on the flat earth. So long. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hello, I'm Pastor Ernest with Yahweh's Flat Earth Ministries, and I'm here at the Flat Earth School with little Apple. Hi, Apple.
Hi.
Hey, you know what we're going to learn about today? We're going to learn and show you that airplanes actually fly higher than the sun. Well, what do you think they teach you in public school? How far is the sun from the earth?
93 million miles away.
They say that the sun is 93 million miles away, and we're actually on a ball Earth flying through the galaxy at 600,000 miles per hour, spinning on an axis at how fast?
But we don't feel it.
We don't feel it. We're flying, supposedly spinning at 1,000 miles per
The
hour.
Earth just stays in one spot.
Ah, that's what Psalm 93 verse 1 says, that the earth does not move, and it's stationary. Airplanes fly 30,000 feet, but you say airplanes fly higher than the sun? Yeah? I know what many of you think. You don't believe that because you follow the model of Copernicus. We're going to show you now that airplanes actually fly higher than the sun, and many human beings across the world have actually seen more than one sun setting in the sky, and many people have seen several moons all at one time. Now I'm Pastor Ernest.
And I'm Apple.
Why don't you come along and watch this video? Nobody in their right mind would deny that the stars are rotating above us. Flat earthers like to say that this rotation can be seen only in the northern hemisphere, and you have the dumbasses out there that, you know, deny that the star trails are spinning, the stars are spinning opposite, counter opposite above. Being a former flat earther, I was so stupid to think, like most people, that I never really denied that these star trails were happening, because we can look outside and see this occurrence. We can film this right here in North America and South America. We can film this in the Arctic versus the Antarctic, and we can test and know exactly what is going on above us. Now, flat earthers such as Eric Douchebay and a few other morons out there try to give us this stupid opinion that the star trails can be duplicated simply by looking to the south. In the northern and the southern hemisphere, or as foolish flat earthers like to say, including myself formerly, I used to say that hemisplane, what an idiot I was. But we're going to take a look. I think we're going to instantly shatter flat earth, except for the idiots that are still going to keep promoting this shit because they're begging money and stealing bread. That's all there is to it. If you're still wrapped up in the flat earth nonsense after all of this time, then you've shown yourself to be an absolute fool who is void of logic and understanding. I was there from 2012 to 2018 as a flat earther, a stupid idiot who just really did not consider where I live. I mean, because I had this Dunning-Kruger effect, and not only did I have a Dunning-Kruger effect, but I was absolutely sure that everybody, you know, who disagreed with me was completely wrong. But let me say this. They may have been right that I was wrong, that the earth wasn't flat. They may have been right that the earth is spherical. but they're right about one thing. I'm not that smart. I realize I'm not that smart. I'm not I think I'm intelligent because of my business, what I do. And I'm a fast learner. But when I was a flat earther, I thought I was smarter than professors at MIT, Boston University. I thought I was smarter than the Harvard astronomy program that they had there and the Boston University. And I really wasn't, man. I was embarrassing to say, you know, I realize now just how absolutely stupid I was as a person. Now, I know a lot of people who are going to say, oh, that's not the flat earth model, Ernest. Okay, well, let's say that this is the flat earth model. No, you know, people like Nathan Thompson says, well, I don't need a model. I don't need maps. And all of a sudden, I have no fucking clue where this came from, because in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, nobody had ever said in the flat earth movement, we don't need a map, we don't need a model. And all of a sudden, all these effing trolls come about saying, oh man, because you proved us wrong, because you busted our ass, we don't need a map or a model. Well, that's like, you know, taking the goalpost and moving it further away from the field goal kicker and moving it out of his range because you're pissed off. So you grab your tennis ball or your basketball and you leave the court. So we're just going to keep looking at this because maps do matter. Models do matter. If you don't have a map and you don't have a model, then you don't have shit but a failed hypothesis. And that's where the flat earth movement is right now. And they know it. And they absolutely know it. In 2017, when I saw, at that time, a person who was, in my opinion, the smartest flat earther I had ever met, which was a friend of mine named Joshua. He was literally, still is, one of the smartest flat earthers I have ever met. It's just he has a temper that's about this big. And so when he loses his temper, all arguments or debates, you know, just crash at that point because he can't handle stupidity of people. Really pisses him off. So when my friend left Flat Earth in 2018, I was like, man, what the hell's going on? You know, that's really weird because I don't know if Flat Earthers smarter than my friend Joshua Boyero. But he departed. And he realized something that it took me a little bit of time to understand, but I eventually, because of the counter rotation of the stars making star trails, I had to exit Flat Earth because I was in a pickle. You know, people in the southern hemisphere can get their iPhones out and prove that this occurs, and prove that Flat Earthers, formerly myself, were just pure stupid. I mean, God, I was really stupid, people. Really stupid. Ignorant, stupid, and void of understanding. That was me as a flat earther. Research the flat earth and realize something.
That was Brother Ernest, who is now a concave earther.
Well, the first thing that I saw when he did his introduction, he's looking good. He's looking healthier. He looks a lot better. He really was doing some clips of him printing shirts and stuff, and he looked really beat up. In this one, I don't know, he looks a little healthier. That's my first observation.
Interesting.
And
go ahead, Kesha. Go ahead.
Well, no, I told you before because you didn't know what I was talking about. I told you there was one that I thought because it moved me a little bit. I don't know, because it was like the kid, and then also
right.
His transformation and everything. I don't know. I don't know. It seems like he's a good dad, even though he's not teaching his kid the right thing, but his kid is he knows these facts, like the 93 million miles and what the Earth is supposed to be doing. And so I bet you when it comes time when he actually is learning about this stuff in school or whenever he's realizing maybe his dad was wrong and all this other stuff. He's actually going to know a lot of the information already, and he's probably going to be ahead of probably other people. He probably thought about it for longer. So I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It like I said, it moved me a little bit, but I'm a softie, so I think it's cool though that he is. I didn't realize he was a concave earther, so I don't know if my opinion is going to change a little bit. But
well, I think he is. I'd seen some stuff that implied that and some comments that said that. So I think that's. And he still has a site called NASAlies.org. So he still thinks NASA are lying.
Baby steps.
Yeah, I guess so.
But I think the most important thing is realizing and calling out the people that are actually, the strategy that back in the day they used to say, this is how Earth looks, this is our map, this is our model, and everybody just left that. They don't even want to touch that from a mile away.
Yeah,
it's good for him to call him out.
Yeah, I thought he made a very good point there. He said, what he said was true when he listed the years, and he said nobody was saying this up to 2018. And then all of a sudden, now everyone's saying it. We don't need a map or a model. Well, I don't know. I think Dell was probably saying it. I think he was saying something along those lines.
No, I mean, that's what everybody says now. I mean, besides Lemon, but yeah, you'll get attacked if you bring up the model. Like, they ridicule you for talking about models.
Well, Dell used to say, full exploration and full disclosure is what he used to say. So he, I guess, wasn't pushing any maps or models, which is his phrase, but he certainly thought one could be derived from somewhere,
Well, what about David Weiss's app? I mean, that's yet to be debunked, right?
Yeah, it works perfectly, according to him. Yeah. But yeah, I did think he had some interesting things to say. I mean, everything he was saying was true. Two celestial poles is, I know they love to say, oh, you can't tell the ground by looking in the sky. But, I always say we've navigated all over the earth for thousands of years by looking in the sky. It can direct us to specific points on the surface of the earth. So the objection is absurd and silly, and that's all you need. There isn't another logical possibility that works. There's no other geometric shape you can apply that works. So anyway, I'm preaching to the choir, I know.
Don't be so quick to dismiss Magic Mirror Kaleidoscope Sky, John.
Oh, yes, we did have this conversation yesterday, didn't we? In our lovely Discord server, which everyone should
Shout out to my buddy Don.
All right, shall we have one more clip?
Yeah.
You've almost segued into it yourself, Curved. Bit of David Weiss. Finally this evening, enjoy this meeting of the Celebrity Mentally Challenged.
Eddie Bravo mentioned your name again, very clearly and concisely this time. Yeah, big shout out to Eddie Bravo. Big shout out to DITRH for doing such a great job explaining the Black Swan. Really appreciate it. I've gained a huge number of subscribers off the back of him shouting me out, so couldn't be more pleased. Thank you very much indeed for the super chat, Michael.
The latest Flat Earth proof, I watch on Nathan Oakley. You should follow him on YouTube. Nathan Oakley 1980 is his YouTube channel. I love that guy. He's awesome. He crushes.
Yeah.
He's got he broke down the whole Black Swan proof. Can you explain the Black Swan proof? And do you have a picture of that? Like,
I have a picture inside of a video. So
can you explain that? This is huge. This is huge.
So one of the things is, we say we see too far, and you argue, well, the bottom of that building's missing, and different amounts are missing each day, which means that the Earth is changing. It makes absolutely no sense. I'm looking for my screen share button, and so this is one where we had the camera. Can you guys see that? We had the camera at 1.9, just under 2 feet height. And at 2 feet height, with a globe which is 24,901 miles around, at it was at 1 foot. I'm sorry. The horizon should be no farther than 1.9 miles away. Okay, so these are oil platforms that people would argue that, well, some of the bottom is missing, right? This one's at 6.2, this one's at 9.4, and we can see the horizon beyond it. The horizon is beyond the second one, where we should not be able to see.
I get what you're saying.
We can actually see the water beyond it.
Yeah, this is huge.
Yeah.
If we were a ball on a ball that was 24,000 miles in circumference,
Right.
you couldn't see
You
9
couldn't see
miles.
the end
The
of the
curve
horizon.
would start at like what, 2 miles, Dave?
So here's the thing: if you're a 6 foot tall person and you use the curvature calculator, at 3 miles, that's the end of the water. If the water's perfectly calm, it should drop below your eye level at 6 miles because there's a 6 foot drop. 3 miles, sorry, 3 miles. There should be a 6 foot drop, and we're seeing water past these things. This is the death argument. There is no curvature. The ballers will say, well, the water is being refracted up to the perfect eye height. It doesn't refract it higher. It's such a ridiculous argument. I have a hard time saying it, but this is what we see here. And again, if you Google, flat Earth proof, you're going to get the National Geographic, who showed up we did a laser test. It was a laser test. It was at one of these salt lakes out west, and they were there to film some of it, and they did their own test. They literally went out with a rowboat, and they had a striped board, red and white stripes. It looked like a big flag, and they held it at the water. And as the boat went away farther and farther, the bottom stripes started disappearing. And the host and the guys talking, they're like, well, yeah, the bottom's disappearing because it's going over the curvature. But the problem was you could see the water for miles past the boat.
Yes.
Right? There's no way the water is lifting back up. Here's the problem. This is not a flat earth proof for a baller because they can't even process that idea. It's undeniable proof that of the earth being way bigger than they're telling us, or a flat earth. And when I say way bigger, the stuff that we're measuring, the earth would have to be like 30 times as big just to be able to see the things that we're seeing.
Yeah, so what you're saying is if you think it's a ball, for these measurements to work, it would have to be
giant,
so much bigger, and go for, because dude, I tell people all the time, every time I'm forced to sit by the window in a plane, I will wait till we get the thing, and I'll take a picture, and I go, it's flat as fuck.
Eddie Bravo there promoting Oakley, of all people.
Black Swan.
Oh, God.
Do that.
Sorry, I had to do it. That's so annoying, man.
That
Really, they did present the quote unquote Black Swan to Eddie Bravo. Huh? Wow.
Yeah, he did QE justice. He said the stupidest part of the argument. He also explained how I don't even know why he he started out justifying it by saying that we understand, that the bottom of the building is hidden at variable amounts due to the changing earth. Doesn't make any sense. Like, he says it like that. Like, are you you seriously don't understand how refraction works yet? Like, you're about to explain something and you don't even understand that, like, it's not that magical. Like, that is actually what the claim is, that refraction varies each day. That's why it changes. But anyway, yeah, go ahead, Jose.
Why? I mean, I hope they may be, because if Eddie Bravo actually does watch Nathan Oakley, they might scold Eddie Bravo on, how dare you, Eddie, to say that's a flat earth proof, because that's what Eddie Bravo say in the top. He say the best flat earth proof has been presented. Yeah,
that's what they say. You never heard QE or Nathan say that?
Proof. Wow, that's a bold claim. No, I
Yeah,
haven't.
of course it's a bold claim. That's what they say, man. They say that's a flat earth proof. That's like their biggest flat earth proof for just the reason that QE claimed it. And so there's 5 or 6 adults in that scene, and he's saying, like, it can be no further than, like, that's the most wrong part about that argument, is the no further than. And yes, nobody even nobody wonders if that's correct or not, and it's just QE's bold claim that people are jumping on top of. But I had a really great idea. Tell me what you guys think about this, because nobody likes going on Nathan's show, right? But if someone did go on Nathan's show, or if we know that people are going on Nathan's show, I think that it wouldn't be a bad idea to try and communicate to Eddie Bravo and invite him to your server, Jim. If he's watching the show every day and you address him, like somebody goes to the show and they address Eddie Bravo, they say where to go. I mean, that happens once or twice, 3 times. He's probably gonna notice. He might show up. You never know.
You never
Just
know.
an idea.
Yeah, it'd be fun to talk to Eddie Bravo, wouldn't it? Although it would be like talking to any other flat earther, I imagine. You know, pretty pointless. And...
We have to give him the treatment we gave Merle when Merle first came in.
Yeah, but it's kind of sad to see them still flogging this idiotic nonsense, you know. But and Weiss got so much. He reckoned that there should be a 6-foot drop at 3 miles. I think he's got the 10-mile one mixed up with it, hasn't he, or something?
But he corrected that. He got a couple of. Well, wait a second. Who are you talking about, David or Eddie?
You know, David Weiss.
Yeah, David said 6 miles at one point, but then he corrected that and changed it to 3 miles.
Yeah, but he said there should be a 6-foot drop at 3 miles.
Oh no, I thought he said it should be 3 miles.
Yeah, he got that wrong, as you said. But he said when he decided the distance, he said there should be a 6-foot drop.
I think that's correct.
If the Earth is flat,
not at 3 miles from 6 foot high, right?
Well, a 6-foot drop anywhere from your eye level down to the plane, if it were flat, that's the only thing I can see where that statement would make sense. Well,
I mean, you put it in the curve calculator. I remember that value.
Yes,
that mean
6-foot curvature drop. 3 miles is a 6-foot curvature drop.
Is it?
Yeah, the surface of the Earth, regardless of your height, just the curvature of the Earth drop from tangent would be 6 feet at 3 miles. 3 times 3, 9 times 8, 72.
But of course, it's all different when you do the height and everything. Also, when you add refraction, it can be a variable. So
But if you're 6 foot high, your horizon is 3 miles away, right? And nothing has dropped at that point, right?
Oh no!
All right, that's what I understand.
Surface of the Earth there, that horizon, mathematically, the geometric horizon.
I should say nothing is hidden, because I think that's what he was saying.
Correct. Yeah, nothing's hidden, but it's 12 foot below your horizontal from your eye level.
Right.
6-foot curvature drop of the Earth itself, 6 foot, for your viewer height, give you a 12-foot drop from your horizontal from your eye height.
Right. He said drop and I said drop, but he meant hidden and I meant hidden.
Right. Because that's what it is actually. 6 foot observer will have a horizon at 3 miles. That's what it is.
Right. Shall we wrap it up? It's a bit of a shorter show tonight. I know. I was hard up for clips, I can tell you.
Do we have a link to Wise's app? I want to flog that.
Yeah, look for what's it called? The Flat Earth Sun and Moon app, it's called.
Those guys are so smart.
Oh God.
Where do we find about when do we find and where can we find about the king and the looking in the cave?
Well, the channel I go to for that a lot is called Da Creator's Son. D-A Creator's Son. And that's a good channel for that stuff. And also Dr. Charlie Ward. I can't remember. If you just search Dr. Charlie Ward, you'll see him. He comes up first.
Yeah, that's a lot of work, Jim. That's a lot of work. You know what? It's probably better
if put
people
the links.
turn up here where it's all collected together and we can keep up with it together at the same time. That's easy for me. Because I was trying to search for one time. Like, that's too much work. I'll just watch it.
Yeah, let's just wait. Yeah, wait for the next Sunday show and the next Sunday. Just be subscribed to Jim Panda and keep up with his shows, and he will keep you updated. No need to check on any other channels.
Except for Jose's, of course, who regularly does debate shows. Don't you tell them about your channel, Jose, just in case anybody doesn't know, although I'm sure they all do.
Boom, Jose JG. If you YouTube the name Jose JG or Jose Flat Earth, It's actually the top one on the search. I do a daily boom show where I throw the link out there in the chat and welcome everybody to come in and discuss about sciencey stuff and earthy stuff and all that kind of goodies. Everybody will have the same chance to speak. Unbiased and yeah, all kinds of fun and entertainment happens. If you are ready for entertainment, getting happy, getting angry, annoyed, and all the emotions combined, check out the Daily Boom on Jose JG Daily. Boom.
Good show, Jose. Right then, I will say a great big thank you to everyone who has donated to my PayPal so far. If you can support the show, please follow the links in the description. And please, please, please subscribe to the channel. Join us again next week for more fabulous flatness. In the meantime, if you see something that you think should be included in the show, please post a timestamp link in the comments section of this video or join our Discord server. The link is in the description along with channel links for tonight's panel. Our Discord has nearly 2,000 members and we managed to keep a conversation going virtually 24/7. We welcome members with opposing views, so click the link and join us. Thanks again to tonight's fabulous panel. Thanks to all of you for watching. We'll be back around the same time next week. So until then, please rate, comment, and subscribe.
Stop talking about it and do something! Suck my big earth with that bullshit. Really?
It's like a gentle hate. Do we have another benevolent star here? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Are you benevolent? Is your friend was?
My name is Logan Paul and I think I'm coming out of the flat earth closet.
This is so fucking depressing. I can't be a flat earth person.
You can't have it both ways. You can't have a flat earth and things making sense.
Hammer off.